Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Brothers and Boss Battles, a video game showdown. We're starting a new category today, Cartoony Sports games. And our first game in this category is Mario Superstar Baseball. Tom, why don't you give us some initial thoughts on this game?
Sure. Well, we all know that Nintendo is kind of regarded as the standard for party games. And I think you really have to view this game as one of those examples of party games. And I think it's quite a good one, too. But, being a party game, I think it's best played with other people. But, it's a fun game. And that's the episode. No. No.
All right.
I enjoyed this game a lot, but we're going to get into what was good and what was not so good about it, because it wasn't perfect.
Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, but when we were growing up, we played this game against each other a lot. And, I revisited it for preparation for the podcast and just played against this CPU. So, not quite as good in that regard, but this game came out at a time when there were a lot of Mario sports games. Like Mario Tennis was big, Mario Golf, the soccer game, Super Strikers. For some reason, they stopped making those games, kind of. But anyway, in my opinion, this was better than all of them. I'm a big baseball fan, so maybe that's that bias leading to that opinion. But the game really has a lot of interesting little mechanics that a lot of people probably don't realize just by playing the game on the surface. The roster is much bigger than those other Mario sports games. And, there are a lot of different game modes, which I think don't really add a lot to the game. But, to Tom's point, you could spend hours and hours playing Exhibition against friends or, in our case, brothers.
All right, and I'll just say I really do like this game. It was very fun back in the day. I think leaning into its multiplayer capabilities does make it a little bit more fun than just matches against the computer. But got a great roster. It's based on a great sport, in my opinion, and I'll leave it at that. We'll get into it. Mario Superstar Baseball was developed by Namco and published by Nintendo. It came out in 2005, and specifically in North America on August 29th, 2005. For those that don't know, I'm Anthony, and my two brothers that spoke in the initial thoughts were Pete and Tom, and this is Brothers and Boss Battles Video Game Showdown. Quick word on how the show works. Each of us picks a game that fits within a specific genre or category. The first three episodes of that grouping, we will discuss one of those games in detail, talking about story, gameplay, effect on the gaming world, and more. The fourth episode in that grouping is our Brodown episode, where we will have a courtroom-style debate, each of us defending the game we chose while attacking the other two, and ultimately declaring a winner. All right, again, this is the first of our summer series, I guess, Cartoony Sports games, and over the summer we'll be having episodes on Cartoony Sports. This one is for the Nintendo GameCube and only for the Nintendo GameCube. Why don't we get into it?
Yeah, so where do you guys want to begin? Exhibition or...
Well, yeah, we could talk about the different game modes, I guess.
Yeah,
I have the booklet here. Since this is only for GameCube, we all did play it on GameCube, both back in the day and more recently, just to brush up.
Yes, exactly. So challenge mode, I guess, is the main mode.
Yeah, that's the main mode. And I don't think there's going to be any spoilers here, but to the extent they are, here is your spoiler warning. But yeah, challenge mode is where you essentially pick a predetermined team with a specific team captain and try to beat all of the other teams.
Yeah, and as you do that, there's basically certain parts of the game where if you succeed, then you could recruit some of the players from the other teams onto your team, to build your team stronger.
Yeah, that mode was actually cool, like for a single player experience.
Did you think so? Because I didn't think it was cool.
I like the idea of like doing. I mean, the tests to actually recruit them, the new players were just like get a hit or
Yeah.
strike
Right,
this character
exactly.
out, which
In some random part of the game, like
yeah. So that part wasn't as cool, but I don't know, just the whole team building aspect is always fun.
Yeah, I most recently played on, I guess there's four difficulties that you can play on uh challenge
yeah.
mode. The
So
hardest one is very difficult. Like I
okay,
was not winning at all on the hardest one.
yeah, and that's another problem with this game and these types of games. I just feel like when you're playing against the computer, it's very hard to get the difficulty just right.
Yeah,
The easy modes are too easy, the
yeah.
difficult modes are too difficult.
Yeah, I kind of feel like a lot of these older sports games, like before they got to the more modern simulation ones, it was sort of like as the game modes progress, it's like you always win, you always win, you always win, and then you hit a wall and you never win.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of feel like that was a little bit like this game.
So one thing on this topic made me laugh. The easiest difficulty is mushroom level, and then they give a little description of it. So it says gather pals and form a team to challenge the Bowser team. Okay, and then the next level is flower. So that one says gather pals and form a team to challenge the Bowser team. Your rivals have gotten a little harder. It's just like it's the same exact thing, but a slightly more challenging.
Yeah, well, that is
I don't
that
know. That
game
made me
mode
laugh.
you build up to face Bowser's team. Like Bowser, kind of sends you a menacing invite to basically face his team, and then you have to face him. And then
Sure.
once
Yeah.
you beat him, I think you unlock him, and you could kind of do, he could be the captain of your team, and you can use him to kind of do a challenge mode as well.
Yeah. You unlock the ability to basically start with him in challenge mode.
Yeah. So
But
there's how many captains? It's like Mario, Daisy Peach, Donkey Kong, and then
mm,
Bowser, and then
no, more
I
than
think
that.
Wario.
and Mario. I think that's it. I think in challenge mode there was only five teams, and then you can unlock Bowser as the sixth.
Oh, that might be true for challenge mode. Yeah.
But so when you start over, or it's like when you start on a new difficulty after beating Bowser on one difficulty, is it true that your team kind of resets?
I only played on the easiest difficulty and I was bored out of my mind, so I didn't play past
Yeah,
that.
because I went to like, after I beat the first one, which was, the easiest one, I went to do it on the second one, and like the characters that I unlocked in my first playthrough weren't there anymore, so it was kind of lame.
Okay, so I guess the characters that you recruited, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
there
mean
are
it
there are
looks like
some more
there.
nuance.
Yeah, but it looks like there are more captains actually.
Yeah, yeah, there are Yoshi and Birdo and
Yeah, Wario, Waluigi,
well, yeah,
Donkey Kong, Diddy, Bowser, and Bowser Jr.
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if they were all available on challenge mode though.
No, I don't.
I feel
I
like they weren't.
no,
Yeah, and you
like
definitely
Bowser,
don't
ba
face all of
yeah,
them.
no, Bowser Jr., Diddy Kong, like they're captains as far as like the exhibition choosing, but
Right.
not for
Exactly.
challenge mode.
Yeah. So there were a couple of more nuances with challenge mode. So Bowser Jr. was also roaming the map, right? And so if you
Yeah.
like contact him or whatever, or, go to him, then some challenge starts like you're down by a run and you have to come back in the last inning or something.
It's funny. That's
And
like MLB The Show.
yeah, yeah.
What mode is
That
that?
And
paved the way.
like showdown.
Yeah, the showdown. Right.
Yeah. And I guess you get coins maybe for doing that. And then so that's the other nuance of challenge mode is where there's a shop that you could buy power ups and stuff. So there's something there. I
Yeah,
I
no,
I,
I like.
I didn't have fun playing it.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
feel like for a single player mode in a game like this,
in 2005. It was good.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
kind of did what they could there.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's pretty good.
Not that it
Uh,
was so revolutionary and like that was gonna draw so many people in, but I thought it added something to the game.
Yeah, and that mode is how you unlock some of the other, well, the unlockable characters. Monty Mole, Toadette, Dixie Kong, Baby Luigi, Petey Piranha, and the Hammer Bro.
yeah. So you guys must have unlocked that back in the day because I just always remember having them to be able to be played.
You know what? Like, I'm sure we did. I mean, we definitely had them. I don't know if we used some cheat code or not, but like, I'm sure we just did it legitimately. But I really do not remember playing challenge mode at
Yeah,
all.
I don't remember that at all. But I also don't remember there being any way to
Cheat.
like cheat to
Yeah.
unlock them. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's cool how big a roster they have because you can make multiple teams and not overlap characters for like a few different teams. And then you kind of feel like what kind of characters you like playing with the most. Like if you like the balanced characters, if you like the power hitting characters, the more pitching friendly characters, the speed characters. So
Yeah, and we all had our favorites.
yeah, I think we heavily lean towards though the power characters. I mean, at
Yeah,
least
I
for
feel like
hit.
if
I
we were
mean,
drafting or something,
yeah,
that those
yeah,
tended
because you
they
need to
tended
have
to go
that
first. Yeah,
long
because like
bomb threat.
yeah,
yeah,
because those speed characters are. It was like I'd say close to literally impossible to hit a out of the park home run.
yeah. Well, you don't need every player to be able to do that.
No, I know, but that's a little different than real baseball. I mean, pretty much every player can at least hit a couple of home runs a
Yeah,
year.
yeah, you're
Like
right.
like
When I,
Baby
when
Mario and Baby Luigi were not hitting a home run. It was
Yeah, probably not. When I was
Yeah,
playing through the challenge mode, I hit a home run with Toad. I mean, he's not like
oh, he's
super weak.
balanced, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah, some of the characters are interesting. I don't know. I guess we should talk more about the game modes first, since we
Okay.
got on about that with starting with the challenge mode. But we got to talk about the characters and some of their quirks.
Yeah, for sure. That's
That makes
the
the
more
game.
interesting part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Did
want
you
to talk
guys
about
do the?
exhibition yet because I kind of feel like that was our
No.
main mode. So we will save
Yeah.
that towards the end. But there was all right, there was various mini games. There was like a mini games mode where you could
Yeah.
do play these various mini games, and whether that was running around the bases or whether that was
That one
hitting.
was super annoying. The
Yeah.
controls were a little wonky.
Yeah. The other one was where you'd have to hit like you'd get pitched the ball and you'd have to hit it into the crates in order to make a series of them break. Like they'd be the same color, and so
Yeah,
you
like
kind of have
those
to try to
typical type of.
position your hitting like either the other
Yeah.
way or up the middle or pull it. So
Yeah, they were barrels and they were different colors,
yeah,
and
barrels, right?
if the same color barrel were together, like typical type of
Yeah, monkey
mobile
balls.
games.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that one was pretty fun, I
Yeah,
thought.
that
And there
that
was
was
the
hitting was the
home
most
run
fun,
derby.
so that was like
Yeah,
the best.
yeah. There was the bob omb derby, which was pretty fun. So the pitching machine would shoot out bob ombs at different speeds based on like what image displayed. If it was a mushroom or a flower or a
Yeah.
star or whatever. That was kind of fun. And then the dumbest one was wall ball. Did you play that one? Where there's
That's,
like your
we had to
pitch
pitch it through the.
Oh
through
yeah,
the
the
wall.
pitching
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
that felt like a Mario Party mini game.
Yeah, yeah, it sure did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that
So
mode was okay. I felt it got easy. Got lame pretty quickly though.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The hitting ones I had some fun with, but
Yeah.
Yeah, those I don't even think would have been fun. Like if you had local or couch multiplayer.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, at that point
I don't
just
think so either.
play each other.
Yeah, yeah.
There was the toy field mode.
Oh yeah.
It was basically it was a four-player mode, so that was cool. I think the mini games was the only other four player as well, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but we really didn't play that. Like honestly, that toy field one I did not remember from back in the day, so I just played it now just to sort of be able to give a little bit of a review and comment on it, but
Yeah.
I didn't quite
Those
get
four-
it to be honest.
It was kind of like when we were kids, we used to play stickball in the park, and like
Yeah.
if we couldn't get like friends, it was just the three of us, and we would play like one versus one,
Yeah.
and like we each hit and pitched against each other. It
Right.
was kind of like that. So there was two fielders and then a
A
pitcher and a
pitcher.
batter, and then like if the batter hit it, if one of the fielders caught it, then they would be batting,
Oh,
you know,
that was it. So,
and then based on
because
what
I
happened,
was
you'd get
not
points.
batting at all. Like I was never batting, I felt.
Yeah, a lot of it is like luck, you know.
Yeah.
You have two characters standing on the field, and if the ball is hit in the other half of the field where you weren't going to get the ball. Like it's not really any matter of skill. But then there was just kind of things on the field where you'd hit it and it would say single or double or whatever it might be. So it also added to
Yeah.
the randomness.
Yeah. And that was also like stickball, where we played distance basically. So
Yeah, yeah, but it was less random.
yeah.
So anyway, that I also didn't like that game mode,
Right. And then there was
but I did like
practice
the
mode.
game.
There was practice mode where you could kind of speaks for itself.
Oh man, I feel I wish we knew about that when we were growing up, because then you guys could have played that and maybe beat me once or twice.
Oh. All right, and then there was exhibition where you essentially just pick your favorite team. It's sort of like gym class and when you're a kid, and it's just like you choose a captain. Each side chooses a captain. It's one-on-one, and then each captain goes back and forth picking teams, players to round out their team. And the players, as I mentioned before, have all different skills. There's the balanced ones, the speed ones, the power ones, and you know pitching, and then they'll have different fielding stats and all of that. So you really do want to build a balanced team, and that's where I think a lot of the fun comes in.
Yeah, I mean that was that was kind of the bread and butter of the game, really. So like I don't know, for me in these kind of games, like, and also another game that we have to bring up, Super Smash Brothers, but
It is
Yes, we did
Nintendo.
it. Yes.
but like in games like this, I always like to have I don't know, just kind of like the fair playing field, no pun intended. So like, in this game there was
The par
different
parks.
fields or parks that
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
we
play
could get
as.
into that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was definitely a part of this of exhibition playing, but um yeah, I mean we generally stuck to
Mar
the
Mario
Mario
Stadium.
Stadium, which doesn't really have any of these gimmicks or anything
Quirks, yeah.
involved with it.
Right.
So
I mean, that's where the cartoony comes in. The rest, there's like gimmicks in each of these other levels. Like Yoshi Park had the piranha plants that would come out and take the ball and throw them, and
Yeah.
Donkey
yeah, but
Kong
so yeah,
Jungle
okay, we
with
don't have to go through it level, but
We could. There's only a couple, and
yeah,
okay,
but
go
I
ahead.
mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't add any value without actually seeing.
we'll have to make a reel.
yeah, go through each park.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. Like those things again, just kind of added to the randomness, and
Yeah,
not to make this such a competitive, like the most skilled player must win, but it was just not fun winning or losing by
that
some,
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
because a clap trap in Donkey Kong Jungle like fit your character.
or a barrel came and hit
Yeah.
you right when you were gonna catch an easy fly ball.
Yeah, that was always funny.
Yeah, so Bowser Castle was the worst because I feel like there was the most,
I like the
obstacles.
fire coming up from the.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
swamps. Yeah.
Yeah, so when we played, we mostly did exhibition, like Tom said, with Mario Stadium, which was the cleanest field. There was really no gimmicks there. Then all the gimmicks just come in the form of your characters and the special star skills you can get.
Yeah, I didn't mind those so much because at least you have to do something that requires skill in order to get a star
Yeah,
to use those special abilities.
and it was
Yeah, I
like,
mean, and a lot of them, they kind of just resulted in like a free hit basically, or a
Yeah.
free strike if you're
Yeah.
pitching. You know, at
Yeah.
worst or best, however you're looking at
Right. It's like if your player really hunkered down and like said, I'm gonna get a strike here, and then he gets it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was a free home run every time you used one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. I didn't mind it so much, but to me, what I didn't like the most about that mechanic was that some of them were much better than others.
Yeah,
The star
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah, but I like it because I think it has to have those things in a game like this in order to not make it a baseball simulation game.
Yeah, you're right.
It goes beyond just having the characters. Even the stuff with the levels. I didn't like playing exhibition against that because I feel like that could get competitive and like you want it to be fair. But even playing the computer in those like other modes, it honestly almost made it like I don't know. It like in a way it sort of evened things out. Like if you were really good in playing on a level that was like still you were winning a lot, like maybe you'd have to really win by a
True.
lot. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they might get a lucky bounce because of one of these uh gimmicky trap things and then be able to win. So, I felt that kind of gave a little bit more life to the challenge mode.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Um, Never really selected characters based on their star skills.
Yeah.
And we should I don't know if we mentioned, but we should mention that just the captains had special abilities.
Yeah, it
Like
was kind of useless for the other characters. Like the star skill, like animation would go, but it wouldn't really do anything.
yeah, I think it enhanced
I don't know for
the
that
me.
just made it like a little bit of a harder hit or something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe put a little like slice on it.
But the mechanic I really liked was the chemistry, the character chemistry.
That was
So
cool. Like, especially like when you're hitting, like how just to put that thought into ordering the lineup and things like that.
yeah.
Why
Yeah.
don't you explain what
But
it is?
yeah, go ahead.
So in the background of the game, basically every character has some chemistry value from 0 to 100 associated with every other character. So, Mario's chemistry value to Luigi is probably, without looking, very 90 something, very high. Whereas his chemistry value with Bowser is probably very low. So, based on how high, well, if the values are very high, so greater than or equal to 90, the character gets boosted when interacting with that character. So say Mario and Luigi, for example. So if I'm Mario and I'm throwing to Luigi, the ball's going to move a lot faster. So I could throw a lot faster to Luigi. Um, if Luigi's on base, I'm batting with Mario. It boosts my batting stats. So hit the ball harder and farther. And then also I read, because there are some like errors, like bobbles in the game in the field. So if suppose Mario is playing shortstop, Luigi is playing second, and the ball's hit to Mario and he bobbles it, it'll get bobbled towards Luigi.
Hmm. I didn't know
Whereas
that.
if they have poor chemistry, it'll get bobbled, basically into away from Luigi, into
Yeah.
nowhere.
That's pretty interesting.
So yeah, so again, every character has a value associated with every other character, but only the ones that are, I think it was greater than or equal to 90, are kind of indicated to the player. But no, it really it made it fun in sort of selecting your team and aligning where they're playing and where they're hitting in the
Yeah.
lineup.
Yeah, I always liked having someone like the outfielders to have good chemistry with the catcher because you could get more throws out at home.
Yeah. Something I like to have is the third baseman and the first baseman.
Yeah,
Because
that's good too.
that's a long throw.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was
So like if
that was
if your
cool.
chemistry was yeah, if your chemistry was like 70, would the ball go faster than if it was
60.
40 or 60?
What does Mario Wiki say? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But the high chemistry value was a big boost in
Yeah, for sure.
these things. Yeah.
Does anyone know enough about the abilities like ball dash, like the wall climb and all of that to talk about?
No, but so I mean, I do know that each character had, I
Well,
think it was two abilities.
it's like Magic Koopa's magical catch and like the laser
Yeah,
beam
yeah.
from Donkey Kong and like Bowser and stuff. It's like those are considered abilities. Like we know them. I guess just maybe we didn't know them as labeled as such, but they were interesting.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
That
No,
Magic Koopa
great
one was
point.
like
Yeah, yeah.
a
That
real like sought after
Yes,
well,
fielding of the
defensive
thing.
ability.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sticking him in
Yeah.
like shortstop or second, he would catch
Yeah.
everything up the middle.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
same
very
thing
annoying.
with Yoshi, having Yoshi and Birdo up the middle
Yes.
Oh, with the tongue,
was,
yeah.
yeah, like basically any line drive that was going to get through was caught by them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and
that's a
then
good.
like the diving catch, it was like fun to execute, even if it wasn't like the most
Yeah, that was like Peach and
valuable.
yeah, Peach had
Yeah,
that. This
Yeah, and again, behind the scenes, there are, each character has different pitching stats and batting stats, and I honestly wish that was more apparent to the player.
you mean like batting stats, like contact and power and etc.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
so they have charge contact and charge power, slap contact and
yeah,
slap power, and then like tendency. So horizontal and vertical tendency. So horizontal would be basically a pull hitter or opposite field hitter up the middle,
mm,
and vertical would be tendency for ground balls, fly balls, or line
yeah.
drives.
I mean, they did have
Uh,
your overall batting stat as one of the like viewable things, but not all of the things, not all of these specifics that
Right.
went into it.
yeah, they
Um,
really should have revealed all that. If
yeah,
like, why not? I
yeah. I
guess
mean
I
not.
know.
Well, I guess
maybe
not
it's a
to
gra
overwhelm
it's a
people. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a graphical, like more graphical.
It should have been an option, like maybe there's a character bio,
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
settings thing or something.
and yeah, the pitching stats are just for completion: curve velocity, charge velocity, curve control, curve movement,
mm,
and the change up
right.
velocity.
But yeah, before we go into that, that's what I wanted to say is that the charge versus non-charge or in batting charge versus so you're able to hold the A button, which was your swing button, but if you held it and then released it, it would be a charged hit, more power and stuff like that. But you're kind of locked in. You got to have good timing with that. Whereas the slap one, even with like I think you're probably not going to hit a home run with that, even with some of the more powerful hitters, but you have a little bit more control. Because you're just pressing the button as the ball comes, as opposed to releasing it, which is a little bit harder of a big physical mechanic to go with. But obviously, there's more reward for the power hitting. So that, and same thing with the pitching. You could hold it and then release it, and that would be like a faster pitch, or you could just press the button, and that would be a slower pitch.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned the charge swing because it mattered how long you were charging.
Yeah.
So if you kind of was able, maybe the pitcher was sort of quick pitching you and you weren't able to charge all the way, then you wouldn't get the maximum power boost from
Hmm.
from the charge.
Yeah.
And the different characters did have sort of a different, let's call it power curve while you were charging. And a couple of characters, I think maybe Waluigi was one where actually if you were charging it for a certain amount of time, your power would slightly creep up, but then once you exceeded a certain amount of time, it would go down and then creep up again. So even that is really interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot behind the scenes going on here to make this like a competitive game.
Yeah, really. And did you guys know that you could influence, like I was talking about the horizontal and vertical tendencies? You could actually influence that with the control stick.
Ah,
Like when you make contact, if you're holding up, you're more likely to hit a grounder and vice versa, and left to right to left field or right field. So it's kind of a little annoying to me because that mechanic, because the stick moved your batter within the batter's box,
yeah.
and it also influenced the,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
That was a little
the,
annoying.
yeah.
Did you ever move up and down in the batter's box or just left and right?
I moved everywhere.
I felt like I wasn't moving up and down.
I see where you're going with the question. Definitely left and right. It was a lot more. You did
Yeah,
that basically every pitch, based
yeah,
on where
yeah,
it was.
definitely.
But
Yeah,
I feel like I probably moved up and down too.
Yeah, that kind of went to the cartooniness of it, where it's like you have to like move back and forth as the pitch is coming, whereas in real baseball, you're not really doing that. And you have your stance and you stand where you stand, and if you need to hit an inside pitch, you just got to swing quicker, or as opposed to something that's away and you're on the outside of the plate, and then you're trying to go the other way. So I mean, it's different in that sense, but it's still a lot of fun. And it still has all the elements. It's still, you're still running bases, you're still fielding and throwing, and then hitting and pitching, of course. So it does have all the elements of playing an actual baseball game, which is fun. They didn't shortcut anything really.
Yeah, and your pitchers get tired and you have to bring in a
Right.
reliever.
Yeah, and you could that's really cool, and you could steal bases, which is really cool.
You could bunt. Yeah, to steal bases, you could also try to pick off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could bunt, which I like to do. I like to do a lot
Like to do
with Diddy Kong.
cheaply.
I used to roll with Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong at the top of the order, and then have Donkey Kong batting third because they have
Uh,
the chemistry.
good chemistry. All right, we'll talk about some of our favorite players when we get back from the break. All right, before we continue on with the regular episode, we'd like to do our mid-episode filler Would You Rather question segment. And since we're talking Mario Superstar Baseball today for the GameCube, we are going to ask our listeners what other Mario sports game is your favorite out of these three? Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, or Mario Strikers, which is the Mario soccer game. Tell us which Mario Sports series is your favorite on X or Instagram, where this poll will be up. That's at Bros Boss Battles. That's BROS Boss Battles. You can also find us on other social media, but I'll leave it there for now. All right, let us know what you think. Back to the regular episode. All right, welcome back to the regular episode. We want to get into the main part of our discussion now, I think, which is the characters in this game and piecing them together and who we like to use and all of that. Just so you get a little bit of the true brothers input into the game.
I want to start off. My favorite character in the game wasn't a captain at all. It was actually Boo,
Not King Boo?
not King Boo,
Ooh.
regular Boo. I felt he was the best pitcher in the game, and maybe not like the best pitcher in the game, but the most fun to use. And I
Yeah,
also really liked his hitting. Like I always felt like I made really solid contact with him and was able to hit line drives into the outfield, but like the opposite field on the line. So like,
yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah, I
always
felt,
fun to play as him.
well,
He
it
must have
must
had
have
that
been, it must have
opposite
been,
field tendency.
yeah, but he also, both Boo and King Boo also had that like wicked slice on the ball too when they hit it. That
Yeah,
had to be some sort of stat because it was very obvious.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
that
know.
was their ability.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I hit well with them. I'd like to call out a character that I didn't actually really like, but that I kind of thought was interesting, and that's Toadsworth. Just because his bat was so not good, because it was like basically a stick with a like a ball at the end, and like you had to really hit the ball with that larger piece at the end of that bat to be able to hit it. I feel like if you would have otherwise made contact with like the stick portion, it just like would count as a strike.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that because each character did have a different like
Hitbox
hitbox or
equivalent.
whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to say I like the power guys, but not all of them. Like you really Pete like Donkey Kong, and I found
Yeah.
him very difficult to hit with because he used his fists, and I felt like that was like a small hitbox. Whereas someone like Bowser with his like spiked bat was a really I think he might be one of my favorite characters used in the game.
To me,
And it,
Mario was very
yeah, I like those
solid. He's the most
balanced.
balanced, but
Yeah, I like those balanced ones too. And like the thing with like Mario, Luigi, Bowser, like they could also pitch, which was good. Bowser was not good at anything else. He was like a good pitcher, good hitter, but like very slow and not a good fielder, if I remember correctly. Mario was obviously very balanced, so it was kind of good but not great at everything.
I always liked the speed characters,
See,
and
I never liked them.
they were kind of like slap hitters. I just felt like they were good for singles, like the
Yeah,
Nokis,
right.
Monty Mole.
Yeah.
I mentioned like Diddy and Dixie Kong.
Yeah, with those hitters, if you just kind of like, I feel like a lot of them are lefties, and if you just try to slap it the
Yeah.
other way, you know?
Well,
Yeah,
I was just gonna make that point that I feel because I guess most of the pitchers were righties, so having the lefty hitter, having like those contact speed guys as lefties was so much better than like, for example, like Baby Mario was like a right-handed slap hitter, and I felt him very difficult to use.
it's an interesting point. Yeah, I guess.
You know, they were. It's
Yeah,
always better to play the percentages, with baseball, and you have the lefties versus the right-handed hitter, or vice versa. It there's something to it. I mean, it's real baseball strategy to have opposite-handed hitters go against, or opposite-handedness between the batters and the pitchers. So
yeah. No, that's a good point. And the Kongs that I mentioned, and Noki and Monty Mole, I think are all lefties.
yeah,
Yeah,
um,
I think Yoshi was too, and he was a speed
Hmm.
character.
was
I thought
he?
Hammer Bro was very good.
Yeah, Hammer Bro was good, but what was interesting about them, you could kind of cycle through different versions of them. So you could have the Hammer Bro, the Boomerang Bro, or the
Fire Bro.
Fire Bro. The Fire Bro I like the best because his bat looked like a baseball bat essentially. So I felt it was the easiest to hit. The Hammer Bro I felt it was a similar issue as with Toadsworth, where it was like if you didn't get it at the end, it was hard to hit with them. Though it did produce a lot of power. That's what
Yeah,
was cool. Like the different like versions of each character had different stats. Like even the Nokis, like you could change the color, and some were slightly better fielders or hitters or whatever.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the dry bones was like that too. There was
Hmm.
like the
The red dry bones and
yeah, the darker gray one.
yeah,
Yeah,
It
no, that's
was
what they
like
call them. Red dry bones, green,
yeah,
blue. Yeah,
but yeah, he
yeah,
came up with some clutch home runs, I remember.
yeah. He was good, and he was lefty as well. Because like, who were the lefty pitchers? I know Waluigi was like a good pitcher, and he was lefty. Tom mentioned Boo. Um, I think that's it. I think Mario, Luigi, Daisy, and Peach were all like decent pitchers, but they were all right-handed, I believe.
yeah, you're right. Bowser
And
Jr. was lefty.
well, Bowser Jr. was lefty, yeah. And you couldn't change their handedness, could you?
Not 100% sure on that.
Hmm.
I'm just envisioning like seeing a right-handed Donkey Kong, and it's like seems weird to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going through all the characters now, and there really were not a lot of left-handed throwers.
Yeah, so Luigi was a left-handed batter, but I guess he threw right-handed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Remember, so to the point of us playing, remember at one point like we drafted teams and whoever wasn't playing was like scoring the game basically, and keeping stats in the
Yeah.
notebook. Do you remember
Right.
that?
Yeah, that's true. We did do that because they didn't really. That's the one thing about the game. It didn't keep stats. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah. You know how I love referring back to the stats and massaging it in a way that makes me look great.
Was that in a notebook or did we upgrade to a Excel sheet at that point?
I think that was
I,
Notebook.
I thought it was notebook.
Yeah, I don't think we played that into the computer Excel drafting years.
I wonder if that notebook is still in a closet somewhere
Yeah, probably. I
or
don't know
an
about
attic.
that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Any other characters of note?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on it before, but it was always fun having Birdo and Yoshi at second base and shortstop to use their
Uh,
special abilities to
yeah.
suck up any balls that we're trying to get
Well,
through.
and their chemistry.
Man, I want someone to turn on their GameCube. Oh, but that would be me because I have the game.
You have the game now, yeah?
And my GameCube is very hit or miss in turning on. No, well, that's not true. In reading the disc, I mean, is
Did you guys see the dictionary mode?
No.
Well, that makes sense because it was only in the Japanese version, but apparently in
Ah.
the Japanese version, there was
A trick question.
Hmm.
basically not really a mode. It's like just the dictionary of baseball terms, I guess, from the main menu you could access. I guess they figured all of us Americans already know all the rules of
It
baseball.
is America's pastime.
Yeah, although it is very popular in Japan too. So
Yeah.
baseball is, I mean,
And Mario.
yes, yes. You know what was always fun? Those in-game texts. Like if you made a diving catch or something, it would say "big play."
Yeah, it was cool. Speaking of in-game stuff, did anybody else feel like the announcer sounded like Cartman from South Park?
Yes.
No, not that. No, I didn't. When I was
No.
playing it, I didn't think that.
I could see why
Uh,
someone would think that
it
though,
wasn't
but
like a very Mario voice. Like, it didn't sound like a familiar
yeah.
character or anything. It was just kind of like annoying.
So yeah, just to clean up a few things, I wanted to go back because we were talking about the mini games. We didn't mention the Piranha Panic one, where you have like different colored eggs and you have to throw it to the like it just kind of keeps cycling through at random, and whichever one you get, you have to throw it to the same colored piranha plant. That one was okay, kind of in the middle for me. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
I don't really, actually.
Yeah.
Oh wait. And yeah, talking about the chemistry. Also, don't know if you guys noticed this, but the amount of stars that you started with was a function of essentially the average chemistry of the different players with your captain. So you would start the game with more stars if you had a
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then
more
you would get
a more chemist team.
a more chemically enhanced team.
Yeah. This game
Uh,
did come out around the steroid era.
yeah. Right. Or yeah, like the culmination of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the book now. I have the book with me. Yeah, they don't really. I'm on this handedness thing. They don't really talk about the handedness.
That's a good point, though. Games back then actually had useful information in the manual.
Oh yeah, this is like a novel. This book.
Yeah, but there's still tons of information that's not in the background that's not in the game, not in the manual. So I
I
don't know.
was
That's
wondering
kind
if any of that stuff is actually in the manual, though. Like if it says anything about like, different batting stats.
oh
Not
maybe
by each character, but
right,
like
right,
what
right. Just
they
generally
actually.
mentions it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so, but maybe.
Oh, so they do have records, a records mode where it has all the statistics from the exhibition game, challenge, toy field, and mini game modes. I don't think it has individual statistics though. It's just like your wins,
Yeah. I
or
mean,
it's
it
just like
doesn't. It's not useful for how we wanted to have stats
right, right,
Yeah.
because you can't create like profiles per
right.
user or whatever.
Yeah, we want to. Yeah, exactly. So like it wouldn't right. I think it's like how many times you played this mode or something like along those lines, as opposed to I would have liked individual character stats, like, but also yeah, like we had in Madden, like when they're under your team, like for that particular season or whatever, how how well did they do?
Yeah. That's why we had to keep it all in a notebook.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a fun game. I would love to play you guys in this. Like, I wish this was a game that they would come out with a new version of, and have online play.
Oh, 100%. It might be a
'Cause-
game I would pay $80 for.
Yeah, because this is a good game. It's just more fun playing against each other.
Well, if it's a Nintendo game, it will cost $80.
And on sale 10 years from now, it'll be $75.
Yeah.
I don't know. So to me, if we're ready for kind of concluding thoughts, I really want to impress upon the audience or
Wait,
the listener.
is this your final thoughts or no?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
guess it could
Pete,
be.
give us your final thoughts.
I just want to emphasize that there really is a lot to the game that we talked about. A lot of stuff working in the background for each character, and it really makes it for in an interesting experience. And I think we all had the same opinion that the single player games really aren't worth much, or the single player modes aren't worth much. But the exhibition playing against friends, it's really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go next, and I really I can't argue with that. I mean, I really have to second that. I think the challenge mode against the CPU is fun in the sense that you could try to find where your difficulty range is, and try to have fun doing that, and it helps you get to learn the players more and recruiting members and all of that. So that's certainly fun and useful. The mini games and the other modes aren't like that great, but I would recommend this game just for the exhibition mode, unless you can't find anyone to like play with. If you can get your hands on this and you have a GameCube and all of that, I would certainly recommend it. It's a load of fun against each other, especially if you like baseball, if you like cartoony sports games or cartoony baseball games. It's really fun, and you got all of those iconic characters in there, so that just adds to the lore and to the fun of it.
Before you go, Tom, there's one thing that I didn't mention, and I would be remiss if I didn't, but I noted that a lot of people on the internet like to use the chemistry values to understand the Mario world lore better.
Hmm.
So that's also something I found really interesting that,
Yeah,
the other games you don't really get. But
yeah, it's like it's taking place in the same universe as the Mario
right.
side scrollers or whatever.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Tom, yeah, finish us off.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of what you guys already said. It's a really fun game when you get to play it with friends or siblings or whatever. Um, you know, and because of that, I do want to recommend it. But I mean, speaking realistically, these days, I feel like a lot of people that are like living together at this point probably don't have a GameCube like to play much or something along those lines. But I mean, I think this would be a great candidate for a game for that Nintendo could modernize, add online play. It doesn't even have to be like great or I mean, like the online mode doesn't have to be so robust. Just allow people to play an exhibition game or whatever. So yeah, definitely something that Nintendo should look into. And if they do, yeah, I mean, I think we would all probably be interested in picking that new Mario baseball game up. And I think you should be interested in it too.
All right, there you have it. If you can't get your hands on this game, start a pressure campaign against Nintendo in order to have them make it and modernize it. All right, everyone, thanks for listening. This has been Brothers and Boss Battles, a video game showdown. Be sure to check us out on our social media on X and Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at Bros Boss Battles. That's BROS Boss Battles. You can also check out our website at brothersandbossbattles.com. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever you get this podcast so that you will be first to hear our new episode in 2 weeks where we'll be discussing our second game of the Cartoony Sports genre. This has been Mario Superstar Baseball. We hope you enjoyed, and until next time, take care.